Hey, and welcome to another Geek Out commentary. I'm Sam.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
And we're continuing our countdown to Mad Max Fury Road with what many call the highlight of the franchise, Mad Max 2, released in the United States as The Road Warrior. I just kind of jammed the titles together.
Yeah.
But so as our resident, Mad Max fanatic, would you say that this is the high point?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it just... in my opinion, I think it's the greatest action movie ever made, and I think it's because of they throw caution to the wind like the first one, with the action sequences. The finale of this movie is, I think, a perfect action sequence. You get a over the top, fantastic villain with Lord Humungus, the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, the Warrior of the Wasteland, in this one as well, and
former chief of police.
Yeah, well, yeah. No. But the landscape that we get of this post-apocalyptic world is something that we see all the time now, but was something very new, I think, that George Miller and his crew brought to the attention of the public.
That kind of grungy punk rock feel.
Yeah. And it's just, it really is. I mean, it's just such a fantastic action movie, and it's not just the thing where it's like, oh, it just has action. I think it's a fantastic movie as well. Mel Gibson has honed in on the Mad Max character. We see a lot of carryover from the first Mad Max film, which I think is a fantastic film as well. It's very much like the T1, T2 thing, except this just happened. This is, T1 and T2 before T1 and T2. But the idea of, we see the wear and tear of the Max that we left off with Mad Max carry over into this movie. And we also see what happened to the world in between 1 and 2. So, yeah, it's a fantastic movie, and I'm super excited to watch it with you guys.
Like most Americans, this was my introduction to the franchise.
I believe I think I saw this before I saw the first Mad Max.
Yeah, and I remember, I think I mentioned it in the last commentary, like going back and watching Mad Max and being like, what? This isn't post-apocalyptic? What the fuck's going on? You know? And like that being like the main turn off, and then being like now, with our commentaries, rewatching it again, and I'm like, no, this is a fine film, But I'm super excited to watch Mad Max.
And I've never seen it in Blu-ray.
With you guys. Yeah, we're watching the Blu-ray. Hopefully it's going to be beautiful.
I hope so. I mean, the version I have, was either on VHS or DVD when, they did the best they could, but it was very, it's very early, the early DVD case, the Wakanda, pop
snap.
open. Yeah, snap. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it. I don't know, Josh, Sam, do you have anything else to add to this fantastic film?
I believe it probably gets lucky from the sequel math of where, the second one's always bigger, brighter, more explosive. That makes it good
Death
in my
count's
book.
always higher.
Oh, yeah.
Just kicks ass.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, count us off.
Yeah, so as we mentioned before, we were watching the Blu-ray. As far as we're aware, there's nothing special about it other than the fact that it's a really pretty transfer of the movie. But you should be fine watching it on whatever medium you're using. With that said, we are set to go. The counter is at all zeros for the beginning of the movie. I will say we were checking it. The main differences that we did see was that this is not the American release. It doesn't call it, when the movie starts, it doesn't call it The Road Warrior. It calls it Mad Max 2. But again, I don't think that's really going to do anything to change what version you're watching. I think that's literally the only change.
Not that I know of. So.
Yeah. So we have the counter set to all zeros. Make sure you have that good to go, and I will give you a countdown and tell you to hit play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
I will say George Miller, after the success of the initial Mad Max film, was offered, Hollywood pictures, even though Mad Max didn't get a big commercial release in the United States. And one of the films he was offered was First Blood.
Oh, wow.
But he got offered to do a sequel to Mad Max with a bigger budget, and was like, I want to spend some more time in this world.
Yeah. Yeah, American audiences would not really know what the hell Mad Max 2 was.
Yeah.
Because just the first one really didn't take off.
Yeah, no, that was a very smart judgment call on who was it? Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
We saw Warner Brothers on the DVD here, but yeah, I assume they were the ones that distributed it.
The feral
theaters. That was the last time I saw The Road Warrior.
My name's Graham. Call me Grace.
This also has the, I guess this predates Lethal Weapon 2, the idea of just jumping right in. I mean, it gives you a little background, but, once the characters are introduced, it jumps right into the movie in the middle of a car chase.
I think this predates like Lethal Weapon 2 by 7 years.
Yeah, the first one by 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if the movie was just in this like square format for the entire thing? I think I would die.
I'd probably slowly go mad.
Oh, luckily it's not.
As tempting as that is to watch.
We never actually see the apocalypse.
No. They show like footage of like kind of the world and
yeah, this stuff.
Yeah. And you see clips of the first one. They kind of, you're like, hey,
Oh, Normandy. 2 tribes went to war. No? Okay. That's fine. It's probably fair.
Probably.
Probably appropriate that never be sung on a commentary like this. I like how it's like not being talked like, America went to war with Russia and like this shit happened. It's being talked like, like it's like it would be, spoken about by these, tribes.
Well, yeah, I mean,
now
he even says like, I don't remember their names.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I like that how it's actually like in character. It's not it's not like, oh, well, we're holding your hand through this narration and being like, hey, this stuff that now. It's all fucked.
Mm-hmm.
The Lover Max.
Oh, no, sounds for Sprague. So is the bum leg from
Yeah, we'll see all the cool kind of wear and tear on his outfit as well. It's become pretty iconic.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. I love a movie that follows its own continuity to the letter.
Yeah, well, you'll see it in all of his gear.
I like the rust that they've added to the
the car's beat up, and he's got the Australian cattle dog. It's like my favorite pet in any movie. So cool. It's just called Dog too. Yeah, this already looks beautiful compared to the DVD.
They did a good job restoring this film.
Definitely.
I love how all the bad guys are just like in BDSM biker gangs.
Oh yeah, I mean Lord Humungus. I mean you can't get much more than that. I believe the dog was one of the crew, like one of the crew's dog. Australian cattle dogs are like super loyal. And Australian.
Are they?
Indeed. The old slam on the brakes routine.
Works every time.
Well, remember they did it in Pineapple Express? He slams on the brake, and then the cops next to him slam on the brake.
Yeah.
And they're like, why'd you do that? He's like, I don't know. I thought it would work. Where in reality, they'd probably just slam on the brakes, too. Still got those crows, man.
I feel like the Fallout series owes a lot to the Road Warrior.
Oh, totally.
Oh,
yeah. I think every time
yeah.
I played that game, my character's name was like Max.
Max Shrek.
Yes.
Did you name your dog Dog?
Dog. Yeah, just as simple as possible. So yeah, Josh, you can see like he's got the sleeve cut on his right arm from when he got run over.
Yeah.
He's got the brace on his knee from when he got shot in the knee.
Yep.
And all the scraps he keeps around like his waist. He's got like the wrenches and the knives and everything. Just a total scavenger. I always joke that like if zombie apocalypse was real, one of the first people I'd pick on my team would be Max because he's a dude who can find anything. Also, can getaway driver like no one's business.
The actor that plays Wes, i.e. the guy pulling the crossbow bolt out of his arm.
And having a joyous time doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Vernon Wells, who's the main bad guy in the Schwarzenegger classic Commando.
I thought the name seemed a little familiar. Oh, even the dog gets a meal.
Yeah, apparently wallabies are still around in post-apocalyptic Australia.
Not anymore. Look out. Sorry, just saw a lookout sign. Made me want a Dio for a second.
I have to say, this film does post-apocalyptic dress wear very, very nicely.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I prefer like the Dayglow paint that like the gangs in like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin have.
Oh, of course, yeah. That ain't Batboy. That's not Batman. That's Batboy.
Ugh. What is it with this series and eyes bulging out?
It's not the last time I
faces?
think we're going to see that happen either. Also, it's cool. He's got the gloves cut so he can load the shotgun. So he can pull the shells out with his fingers.
Mm.
Is it a smile from Max?
Music. I remember music.
I was about to say the end.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in for another.
Yeah, installment of Geeky Out Commentary. I'm Sam.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Chris.
Fuck you.
And Josh is Josh. So I remember we mentioned this last time, but one of my best buddies from high school, his dad had this car shipped part from Australia and built here. Did you ever see it, Chris?
Yeah,
Around
I
the
did.
neighborhood?
Yeah, I
So
never
cool.
like because I was friends with him too.
Yeah.
And like
Sean, his dad, David
Yeah.
Crane, who's pretty much one of the big reasons I became a Mad Max fan. We'd always
Yeah.
watch it at his house.
Yeah, I never got to like sit inside it or anything like that, or see it drive. But
Yeah.
he did open up the garage a couple times and be like, "Hey, check it out."
Oh yeah. I remember it was so cool. We go to we didn't have driver's license yet, and he would take us to Guitar Center, so we just like noodle around on guitars, and he would pick us up in the car. It was so cool.
Boobs. Sorry, I'd never noticed that before.
It's that Blu-ray clarity.
Yeah. Speaking of like never noticing things before, or I guess after our last commentary, I did a little bit of online research about that shot of the guy, the burnt face, and like I found a whole bunch of forums talking about it. And like a whole bunch of people being like, "Dude, I totally remember it. I totally remember
That's
seeing
where I
it."
saw it
But
too.
no one being able to produce any kind of evidence.
Just a false memory that we all
exactly.
shared, I guess, through.
I that's what I think it is. I think everyone just has like a vivid memory of like seeing, like how messed up the thing was. That like they just assumed that they saw the face.
which is pretty cool.
This
There's
happens.
half of his lines.
Yeah, very little dialogue from Mel in this one.
The gentleman holding the crossbow happens to be my most favorite character from this entire film.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He's
the
in the
gyro
third one,
captain.
too. Not the same character, but the same actor.
Yeah, very similar role.
Yeah, he flies a plane.
Reminds me of like Steve Merchant.
Yeah.
Steve Merchant should play him in the
Yeah.
new series.
Oh, God, yes.
Let's do it.
Hello, ladies.
Recast Road Warrior Max as Ricky Gervais. No, Carl Pilkington. I love he thinks of everything like everything's booby trapped in Mad Max land. I think I'll tear him to little pieces.
That's okay. I'll let you do that to yourself.
Guzzling. That dog is all totally in that scene. Little joys that Max gets out of the apocalypse.
Always enjoy the little things.
Yeah. Did you ever see the South Park episode kind of based around this? The sex ed episode where the girls basically become like the fortified area,
Yeah.
and they're trying to like talk to them, and they're like, Butters, you try, and Butters is dressed up like Lord Humungus, and he does a pitch perfect Lord Humungus voice, and they're like, dude, that was awesome, because Matt and Trey are huge Road Warrior fans.
Also, as a bit of a throwback to one of our earlier commentaries, huge fans of the movie Megaforce.
Yeah, they were going to do a shot-for-shot remake with the puppets.
Yeah.
That was going to be Team America. They were also going to do a shot-for-shot remake of The Day After Tomorrow with puppets, I think.
Oh man, I remember it's one of the early commentaries, either season 1. What's the one with the cooking show?
I think it's 2.
So the season
I
2.
think so.
Season 2. One of the.
Oh no, I'm
bumps-
sorry, 3 or 4, whatever.
Either way.
Yeah.
So during that season's,
There he is.
yeah, Among
Doc
Us.
Savage.
Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, got ripped.
He's like one of the coolest villains ever. Anyway, go ahead, Sam.
But they just recount the entire plot of Megaforce. They're like, in this episode,
Oh,
yeah, you'll see this, and this. Whoa, Trey. It's just the plot of Megaforce. And they're like, oh, I wish we made Megaforce.
yeah. That's when they have Macon, the pig that they feed bacon to.
Yeah.
Look at the way he holds the binoculars like a boss.
That's what you kids are calling it nowadays.
That's chaos.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Ewan Bremer,
Mm.
Scottish actor from like, what was that one rock movie with The Rock, The Rundown?
Oh, okay, yeah.
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 The end.
Just soaking in those rays.
So we're about to see Mel Gibson has a thing with dog food in movies.
Just this and Lethal Weapon, I think.
Yeah. What's more than most people? Dinky dee.
Meat and veggies. What more do you need?
It's the Jeff Goldblum shot from Jurassic Park.
That is
Yeah.
one happy puppy.
Get it.
Might be seeing that commentary soon.
Maybe.
It's almost like there's a new Jurassic Park film coming out this summer as well.
It's almost like we
Is
plan
there?
ahead.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Try.
You will try.
Have a spoon. Share?
They're just doing ridiculous stuff.
One of them accidentally crashes into the tanker.
Yeah, it explodes.
Yeah.
Oh, moving
Roll
on.
credits.
Yeah. That isn't Dinky Dee, is it?
He kind of looks like Rhys Ifans.
Yeah, he does. It's my favorite.
Just considerably less Welsh.
Which is a complete and total shame.
Just go back to the replacements. Discount Rhys Ifans.
I love that.
I think that's. I mean, I want to see more comedic Keanu. And then as far as post Bill and Ted, I think that's as funny as it gets.
It's also as good as it gets. No, wait, no. That's a different movie.
He's in. He's in. What's that movie with Jack Nicholson? Is it?
Oh, About Schmidt?
No,
No.
He's not in About Schmidt.
No, shit.
About shit?
Shit.
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give, thank you.
Yeah, he's in that Jack Nicholson film.
Yeah. He's got some good stuff. Like I said, Street Kings. I always was a fan of Street Kings. And others. I can't remember the top of my head. Watched a lot of Keanu, man.
John Wick.
John Wick, of course. Yeah.
Best Punisher movie ever.
Mm-hmm.
I need to stop saying that whenever someone says John Wick, because
Yep.
that's just like a knee-jerk reaction.
Never stop, Chris. Never stop.
Never give up, never surrender. This movie has a lot of fade to blacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 years till that song's written.
But clearly it's based on.
You know that song
Yes,
was
movie.
written, like that song about suicide, and that song was written because someone stole Metallica's gear.
Really?
Yeah, so James wrote that song.
I mean, at that point in their career, that's.
I mean, it wasn't cheap. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they were pretty bummed out, but I mean, that song is like, whew, there's some like
yeah.
heavy stuff going on in that one.
Well, that was probably just like the icing on the suicidal cake.
I guess.
Is he wearing a Snuggie?
What else are you going to do when it gets
Snuggie
cold?
is wearing Mad Max.
In 2015, the Snuggie belongs to the Mad.
Mm-hmm. I just love all the dust trails.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mel's career was about to like explode in the superstardom. Or at least the beginning of the reign for a good long while.
I remember there was talk in the early 90s of him being the next James Bond.
Yeah, there was talk of him being Bruce Wayne in Batman 89.
Yeah.
I could have seen it. I still say he should be the Dark Knight Returns Batman.
Yeah.
Live action.
turns 60 next
Mine's
year.
bigger.
This is one of my favorite little like semi-comedic Mad Max moments. How he reacts to this. Also, their teeth are like jacked up as they should be. It's always kind of weird where you have like an apocalyptic movie and everyone's teeth are like perfect white.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been really, apart from the fact that they always look sweaty, they really keep that shit down on lock in The Walking Dead.
Yeah. I mean, usually for like the main characters, they'll keep it so they're not like super weird. Like, you know, Mad Max has super awesome teeth. That's because he's Max.
He's mad, but he's not, stupid. He brushes his teeth every day.
Probably flosses, too.
Yeah. He's got time. I mean, what else is he doing?
Yeah.
Looking for gasoline.
Gasoline and dog food.
Just because we're watching, what some people consider, a classic action movie, what are some of your favorite action movies just off the top of your head? That when like people are like, when you think of an action movie, boom, I jump to this. Because me is like, this, of course, I think is, my favorite action movie. But of course, like, the first Die Hard.
Yeah.
T2.
Yeah. Last Action Hero.
Last Action Hero is a lot of fun, man. Like, as you watch that movie, as you get older.
People give that a lot of shit, but I fucking love it.
It's a lot of fun.
Who possibly could give that film a lot of shit?
When it came out.
Yeah.
Everyone.
People who are fans of Hamlet.
Yeah. Certainly stuff like Terminator 2. That's one of the
Aliens.
Aliens.
Yeah, definitely Aliens.
But yeah, Terminator 2 I think was the first R-rated movie I ever saw.
True Lies.
True Lies, certainly.
Yeah.
That was the first R-rated movie I saw in theaters.
First R-rated movie
with
I saw.
My parents.
First R-rated movie I saw in theaters was a re-release of Apocalypse Now.
What was Jurassic Park rated?
PG-13.
Damn.
Like, yeah, there's no...
Josh is like, I still haven't seen an R-rated movie.
Yeah. It's like, well, wait a minute. You were in theaters with us for Sin City and John Wick. I'm pretty sure both those
Was I?
Yeah. And yes. Fuck this imaginary thing. Birdman.
Fuck this imaginary thing.
Yeah. Certain novelty concepts lose their novelty. Shane, come back.
Yeah, at a certain point, the whole him having a speaking role on the podcast and commentaries kind of ruins the whole, oh, he's an imaginary friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much like Snuffleupagus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Well,
entire
we all have to grow up at some point.
Well, the entire reason that they brought on Snuffleupagus, and yes, I'm aware this is Road Warrior commentary. The entire reason they brought on Snuffleupagus to introduce him to the rest of the Sesame Street cast after years of him only being friends with Big Bird is like, you know what? Let's... Because they were always on the fence. They were like, oh, maybe it's okay to have an imaginary friend. But they were like, you know what? Let's make him real.
Well, and also I remember hearing something about, like, the idea was, like, they were worried that, like, the constant, like, Big Bird being like, I have an imaginary friend, and everyone being like, haha, no, you don't, was making, like... was sending a bad message to kids that, like, adults don't believe you when you tell them stuff, regardless of how true you know it to be. And they were like, well, we want kids to know that they can talk to their parents about, like, maybe serious issues and stuff like that, like, being molested or something like that, and not fear that, like, their parents won't believe them. So, like, let's do what we can to enforce no, parents will believe you by making Snuffleupagus believable. No idea how much credence there is to that, but it sounds legit.
Snuffleupagus always sounded like an uncle that I used to have.
His name or his voice?
Discount Mick Jagger.
His voice. Yeah,
Isn't every Mick Jagger Discount Mick Jagger?
And it's honestly it's like, well, how much of Australia was actually like fashion wise, like, because I saw that one lady with her hair kind of like that. And it's like that's pretty prevalent in the 80s.
Yeah, some of this is just like straight 80s fashion.
Yeah,
I mean
look at that.
Yeah. She's out of a freaking
Baby Spice there?
Olivia Newton-John video.
Yeah, or Xanadu.
I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair,
Which basically
Yellow.
was an Olivia Newton-John music video with music by Yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, to be completely fair, when the world goes to shit, I'm gonna do everything in my power to bring back the '80s fashion sense.
I figured you were going to be the guy on the back of the motorcycle.
Oh, well, that too.
Or Lord Humungus' gimp.
Why not both?
Or Wes's gimp.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I couldn't remember the name Wes, but that's what I said. That's who I was talking about when the back of the motorcycle.
Well, now you're just giving me too many choices, Chris.
Yeah. This guy's gimp or this guy's gimp? I mean, I know the first stop I'm going to make is a sporting goods store and get, football pads.
Oddly enough, laying him out on a slab didn't stop.
Didn't stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
I thought we'd just yell and
We
cry
thought
at
if we
his...
brought him in our force field, he'd get better.
Yeah. So if we cover the arrow bolts with rags,
Yeah.
he still bleeds internally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oddly enough, this isn't Zardos, and you can't just bring someone into the tabernacle and they rejuvenate themselves.
Yeah. I will not go to the second level with you.
By the way, I have that on Laserdisc now.
Oh. The most
Factory sealed. By the way,
most-
I almost don't want to watch it.
the most sexual of Connerys.
The most rapey of Connerys too.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Not necessarily the best Connery.
No, not at all. Though I will say, if you ever wanted to see Sean Connery in a wedding dress, watch Stardust.
Or in a Speedo.
Well, if you can, I guess a Speedo with suspenders.
Yeah.
What did I miss? Here comes the introduction.
I mean, we've technically already seen Humungus.
But
Yeah, I
it,
mean,
but it
the-
wasn't an introduction.
The
It was just
introduction they
first-
give him is like you go from feet to head, and it's like this long shot, and then you get this really long speech. So yeah,
Now,
I
don't
like
go
the headbands.
nowhere.
yeah. Which way? Oh yeah.
Taking bets on first one to die, the one who looks like he has no idea where he's going.
Shows how much you know. He's the one that survives to the end.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember. Probably dies.
A lot of
Yeah,
people.
a fair amount of people die.
Yeah.
It's basically Mad Max and the feral kid that survive. And like a bus full of people, but I can't remember if it's a full bus full.
Yeah, we'll get there. Just remember the idea of like people being like,
Well, it kind of reminds me of the Reavers from Firefly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Clearly, they stole it and put it in this movie.
I mean, if Fury Road's anything to be believed,
Fury Road takes it to the next degree. Like they're like,
Yeah.
like antenna off the top of it.
yeah,
Like,
Can I just reiterate that I am so looking forward to Fury Road?
totally.
I am looking forward to Fury Road a lot.
I'm glad a lot of people are too.
Yeah.
Trailer's been given a lot of positive buzz. That guy's so cool. I don't think you even see him again, or he doesn't. He just looks cool. He's just waiting for his intro. Like, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Just that. Hello. Also, I love the Humungus. Just like he's holding on to those last strands of hair.
Like Jason Voorhees in Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah. Pet.
I love you. Don't.
Is it a good plan? Oh, okay. Face.
Sorry, Josh, you're dead.
Fuck. To be fair, I went out in a really damn cool way.
True.
This part cracks me up
Yeah.
because it's like everyone stops to look at it. It stops like Humungus' little speech. Like,
Yeah.
all right. And everyone's just like, wait.
Humungus' speech was
Like
fucked
they're
up
all
by
just waiting.
fucked up by this little kid
Yeah.
on weird camera speeds.
Sometimes in reverse. I do love that post-apocalypse hair dye is still readily available.
Mm-hmm.
Games. I have no more fingers
Yeah.
on this hand.
How can I pet people attached to the front of your car?
My lover was killed by a little boy.
Yeah.
Or girl, I'm
Yeah.
still not sure.
Yeah. Here's that chokehold.
Yeah.
This
Shut up,
is the
Wes.
Humungus hug.
Yeah.
Hugmungus?
This is a cool line. I think he says something along the, like, we've all lost something. Like, it gives you, like, you don't really get a background to the Humungus. I think there's a shot where you see his revolver and like a picture of a uniformed soldier, but you don't really get to know much.
Look at them veins.
I know he's like a Telosian. It's a deep cut for you Star Trek fans.
Too deep for me.
The Menagerie, Part 2.
And he's dead.
It's basically He-Man with a hockey mask.
He-Man.
And, no hair. He's like, sorry about
He
that.
goes back to his...
Where was I?
Yeah, keeps getting interrupted.
God damn it, Jeff. Let me finish my fucking speech.
So he's basically saying, give up the one thing you hold over us, and we let you live.
Yeah. Hey,
Makes sense.
Anybody? Can I get a ride? They're treating the dead body with more respect than the dude without his fingers. Like, no, not interested in you.
And the guy with the really awesome hair choice still lives.
A little late
Shut up,
there,
he'll
buddy.
hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, but he does have the most spirit out of them.
I like how he just fink an arrow at them.
Mine. I was like, I'm so gonna run that guy over later.
He's my second favorite character in this movie.
just doing like the Mick Jagger like duck walk on the top when he's giving the speech. Yeah.
The meeting of the two most silent characters in the movie.
Starts playing Masquerade by Phantom of the Opera.
Masquerade!
That was my roommate's favorite song from Phantom.
I mean,
It's a good song. Get the Mask of the Red Death, like when he comes down the stairs.
Michael Bay's Turtles is someone's favorite Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah. Although I don't think Masquerade is the Turtles of the Phantom.
No, I don't think it is either.
The Phantom score.
Anything that Gerard Butler sings in the movie is the
Isn't
Turtles.
that staggering?
Yeah.
That happened? My favorite Gerard Butler movie is still Dear Frankie. Has anyone ever seen that movie?
No.
I don't know. There's a part of me thinks that movie didn't actually exist because it's such a great little like indie Scottish film.
I just got a text message from our producer in Atlanta
Uh-huh.
telling me to advertise Quiet Storm vodka.
Oh.
6 flavors. So
Quiet Storm vodka.
That's thanks.
If you want to enjoy the Road Warrior the right way.
Yeah. 6 flavors.
Yeah.
None of them mad that I know of.
No.
Thanks, Mike.
Don't drink and drive.
Drink responsibly.
Yes, please.
But seriously, she sounds like Baby Spice.
Yeah.
How do we
Here we
know
go.
she's not?
It
Here we
boggles.
go.
This is the nails on chalkboard scene.
That's where he's like, I'm putting my foot down.
Roll credits.
The reluctant hero, man. What does that have to do? Like, we lost 8 good people this morning, and Mel's like, okay, it has nothing to do with my plan.
Well, he's also kind of like we lost 8 good people, but you seem better than them. Please continue.
No.
Says the woman who was willing to give up everything earlier. Are they even greasing up his little...
Yeah, so it
Brace.
doesn't squeak. Because I don't know if you noticed earlier, but it was squeaking like crazy every step he took.
Well, that was very thoughtful of them.
Well, I mean, very strategic of them.
That too.
Look at that fucking, like, Who from Whoville hair.
You didn't know Whoville was a place in the post-apocalyptic Mad Max world. It's right.
So, Chris,
Whoville is in Australia.
Yeah, it's right next to where the Humungus hangs out.
basically what you've been saying this entire movie is you love her fashion sense.
I do. I'm in love with her.
Oh, okay.
She's the future ex Chris Nolan. Much like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park, I'm always on the lookout for a future ex Mrs. Malcolm.
That's the second time we've referenced that character in this podcast or in this commentary.
Well, I mean, Batman '89 hasn't come up organically yet.
That's
so.
true.
I did get a Batman Returns in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Luckily, none of those gas tankers like tore open, and
Yeah.
because that would have been a quick end.
To Max.
No, I'm really mad.
Yeah, the third one should have been called, like, I'm seriously pissed, Max. Like, you guys, I'm super serial, Max.
I hope someone walks up to Tom Hardy in the new Mad Max and is like, "Man, why are you so mad, Max?" And then just looks at the camera, dead in the eye.
Winks.
Yeah. And then gives us the finger because that would just suck.
Oh.
I do like that Mel Gibson and Tom Hardy had like a lunch or dinner together because Tom Hardy really wanted to show Mel Gibson like appreciation for the role and like kind of get his blessing. And Mel was like, "You got it, man."
I gave up that lifestyle eons ago.
He was supposedly attached and all for it up until like early 2000. And then he's just like, I think him and George Miller both are kind of like, "Hey, look, we're..."
Did he say that he was getting too old for this shit?
Too old for this shit. You know what I also love about George Miller? Like, say what you will about, Mel Gibson and all that kind of stuff, but George Miller is one of those guys who's had Mel Gibson's back from like day one as a friend, and I know when they were promoting this at cons, people were taking jabs at Mel Gibson, and George Miller was having none of it. Because, they helped launch each other's careers,
Hell, Robert Downey Jr. still.
Oh, yeah.
Except for Mel Gibson too, they were in Air America together.
Yeah, because, Mel Gibson was there for Robert Downey Jr. when he was at his lowest,
Yeah.
And Robert Downey Jr. wants to return the favor from Mel. And Jodie Foster, with the Beaver, she's been super supportive of him for years.
The rumor is that Jodie Foster's kid is derived from Gibson sperm.
Tell us, Sam. How does that rumor go?
Thank you for wording it that specifically.
Only Sam, man. Only Sam could do it like that.
The identity of the father of Jodie Foster's kid won't be revealed until he turns 18. But the rumor is it's got half Gibson.
The kid is
Do we know
half
which half?
Gibson.
Yeah.
The best half.
Now that was a great reveal.
Yeah, that it hasn't been loaded the whole time.
Who reacts like the audience.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Mick Fleetwood in that he's just like all face.
Yeah.
He's kind of like
Well, Mick Fleetwood looks like a Dick Tracy villain.
Mick Fleetwood looks like he belongs in the Monty Python's Flying Circus Troupe.
Yeah.
Always has his mouth open when he's drumming, which I know is great visual for a commentary, but just, go look it up.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of Doug Jones's character in that Devil movie. Oh my god, the like Antichrist movie, where it was just like a bottleneck movie inside a diner.
Not
Revelation.
Yeah, no, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, but he it's like a mocap character that he's playing.
Yeah, the ice cream demon guy.
Exactly, and he's just like all mouth and just like he has this one scene where he just mouth like agape and just like
Yeah,
and
and
that was in the
looks,
trailer. Yeah.
Looks like that guy could have done it without the CGI.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
There's said vehicle that can haul that tanker.
Partners.
We're goddamn partners. What's the line from Raiders?
Yeah. I'm your goddamn partner.
I was
The
a kid,
worst
I was-
reveal ever.
Well, Jones, you sure know how to show a girl a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're something.
For anyone curious, it was called Legion.
Thank you. That's it. Paul Bettany starred as an angel in it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
I know he was psyched because you get to see his face in the movie.
Yeah, for once.
I still think the Fawn, the performance in Pan's Labyrinth, is not only his best, Doug Jones' best performance, but one of my just straight up favorite performances. It's awesome. Wow. What grooming session.
And I had my mind blown by being told he was in Doom as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but look at his character. He's completely prosthetics
Oh, yeah, yeah.
in true Doug Jones fashion.
He's someone they need to get for one of the next Mad Max films.
I don't know what it is. I love that shot of just, you see a guy run, get in a car, and then just start it and drive off. And just all of this, I don't know, just that guerrilla style filmmaking where it's just throw caution to the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Just crushes that one dude.
Yeah, that guy was like, all I was doing was working.
He's taking a nap under his car. Oh,
Get
it's cool under
Yeah,
here.
get out of the sun. What can go wrong? I'm not part of the chase.
Best show in the house, or seat in the house.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that man spread an eagle in his thong is the best show in the house.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell me he had one of those things?
There it is. Well done, Sam.
Oh, I was just tying my shoes. What's going on?
Hey, stop.
Yeah. Hey, F you, buddy. Yeah, there's a picture of a old soldier. Got the death's head skull in there.
Bullet for my Valentine.
I think this was my profile picture in college for a long time, that shot of the Humungus.
It was just a flare.
It's the Joker
Max is
taking
still
down the Batwing.
overly optimistic, thinking he had the range where he was with that
Hey.
gun.
They're lucky they didn't get crushed by a car.
Real.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Real backseat driver there.
Yeah.
Real dead seat driver there.
Oh, snap. Hey, we're in. We got in. Up.
Oh,
The pink lady.
Oh, shit.
No love for Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. No pink Cadillac for that guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
That movie bombed.
Is that his worst film?
I don't know. I've actually never seen it, to be fair. But from the trailer,
Is it better than Every Which Way But Loose?
I almost think it has to be. I mean, oh, there's that guy. Okay, so he does get something, death, I guess.
Yeah. We do see him again.
Yeah,
Just
just to die.
yeah.
Hey, it's the Purple Man.
There goes the Purple Man.
Yeah. Oh, I did something.
It's your turn.
Yeah. Gymnastics.
Yeah. Batman.
Way to go.
Flash cuts.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still shooting fire. Fancy
Yep.
that.
Mick Jagger's like, yeah,
Fuck
missed you."
conserving gasoline.
Always wanted to do the pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He just starts spraying.
God
and he's like,
Almighty!
Yeah. Does the strut.
Yeah,
My Peter Pan moment.
yeah,
It's just some random guy. It's
yeah.
not even a-
What team are we on?
yeah. Assless chaps.
Yeah,
Best chaps.
yeah. If you're in the bondage,
Oh.
you're already set for the post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
stuff going on.
Was it? I was talking to one of my friends the other night, and I was joking about the cowboy who's a regular at my bar, and I was like, "Yeah, that was that one day he was rocking assless chaps." And one of my friends was like, "That's completely redundant, right? You don't have to say assless chaps because all chaps are assless." And I was like, "But it sounds so great."
Yeah.
They're like saying ATM machine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least in that case, M in ATM stands for machine.
Yes.
Mhm.
Assless chaps is just kind of like, there's no need to qualify because there's no ass-ed chaps.
Chaps with ass.
Oh, hey, there's a scene from Fury Road.
Oh,
Just in case, I'll be back.
Yeah.
You believe that shit?
Yeah.
Just like, I think we've talked about this off mic, but like to play Superman or voice Superman, you have to. It sounds ridiculous to say, but you have to be able to say Lois a certain way. If you're gonna play Max, there has to be a certain look you can give, and that's the look we just saw, the kind of like turnaround look. And we've seen it in the trailer that Tom Hardy executes perfectly in the trailer when she goes, "What's your name?" and he just kind of stops and looks up and just has this, I don't know, this Max look. Sounds ridiculous.
The look that
but
says Max.
yeah.
Maximum look.
Propeller hits him in the head.
Creepiest smile.
We're reuniting, playing one final show. Get Keith.
They are set to tour
Yeah, I know.
like this year.
This summer, yeah. I want to, but none of their tour dates are in the DC area. Or even, I think the closest it gets is maybe Philly? I don't know.
Boo. I mean, yeah, it
Maybe
is
they'll
only-
add. Maybe they'll add more dates.
Yeah, last I heard, I think it was like a 15-city tour.
The mechanic reading off lists, I've seen him in other films before. I think with that exact same dress and hairstyle.
Yeah.
I've always loved that when they're like, it's going to take me, like I think in one of the Marvel movies, how long is it going to take you to get here? At least 6 hours. You have 4. It's like, well, no, it's going to take me 6 hours to get here.
Well,
like,
days can seem like hours, or hours can seem
but
like days.
he's like, it's going to be 24
What's the-
hours. You got 12. It's like, well, you're going to get half of a job done.
Yeah.
You can't, by saying that does not mean it's going to
Yeah.
happen any quicker.
It's like, by the way,
Yeah, Fury does that in Winter Soldier when he's asking
That's
Maria.
what it is. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, she's going to fly there or whatever. And he's like, you got 1 or 2 less hours. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, no, because then I
actually,
would
the-
have just told you.
yeah, the flight time is still.
Yeah.
So sorry.
unless your boy,
Unless you can hook me up with a flying car.
Yeah.
unless
I do-
you can figure out teleportation.
I do love that shot that just happened of the Pharaoh kid trying to walk in step with Max.
And then they say are handing him shells.
Yeah.
The Australian didn't seem as thick that time.
Like I said, he grew up in Australia but wasn't born there, and I think it was a thin accent. He had it for a while, and you can hear it, I guess, throughout you hear it most in the first Lethal Weapon. You hear it in elements of 2, and then there's still parts of 3, but and I think there's some words he says now when he talks, he has a flair of it. He's mic'd.
Yeah.
Does it better?
Max is just like, yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
Speaking of Bond, the one main like
Over here and
Yeah.
over there. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, the main chick
Mm-hmm.
like that has the crossbow or whatever, and like handcuffed Max earlier in the film.
Yeah.
She's Pushkin's wife in The Living Daylights.
Oh no shit!
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
First Timothy Dalton film.
Right. No,
Gets
I'm trying to
stripped
remember
naked
if
by
it's
Timothy Dalton.
Yeah.
the one who pretends to assassinate.
He pretends to assassinate Pushkin.
He's gonna be at AwesomeCon.
He is, and so is nobody else from this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Pushkin or
Sala, yeah. Or I mean,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
okay. I was for
She's
a second
not,
I
she's
thought you
not.
meant T-Dalt, and I was
Oh
like,
God, no. No, sorry to my
Shit.
brother's wedding, but I would have had to call in sick for that one. man.
I would bring in my
And
Laserdisc
my brother-
of the Rocketeer.
Yeah,
If T-Dalt
actually,
was
I'd have
going-
T-Dalt marry my brother. You know, not marry my brother, marry.
Yeah.
Do the
No, we get it.
proceedings
Be
for-
the
He would be.
officiant.
Thank
he
you.
would be
Yes,
married
or
to
marry him.
your
I don't know.
brother.
I'd love to have T-Dalt in the family.
Yeah. No, if T-Dalt was going, I definitely would have already had a ticket purchased.
We should have like, Mad Max gets so big they have like a Max Con. You go like, get your picture with Mel Gibson. Like, yeah.
It's got to be a thing in
Mel
Australia.
Gibson and Tom Hardy.
Oh God,
Oh.
that's it.
I just went 6 to midnight.
That's all I need. Or what if like George Miller passes the torch to Gibson and Gibson starts directing Mad Max movies? That'd be freaking awesome.
He can direct the hell out of action.
He can.
I mean, if you've ever seen Apocalypto, shoo boy.
Oh yeah, and he could do the soft dramatic side as well.
Has
The Man Without a Face, which has really no action.
none at all. Or he can do both, like in Braveheart.
Yeah. The Han Solo of the Mad Max. He just leaves and he comes back.
Yep.
Let's blow this thing and go home.
Great shot, kid. 1 in a million.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, like I thought that was the greatest moment in cinema history. Because Han Solo was my favorite.
Do we know how the timeline of these three works with the one coming out? Like, are they all connected, or is it just?
I'm not sure. I this is just total opinion. I feel like it's in between 2 and 3.
Yeah, because there's like a 7-year gap or so or something.
We'll find out by next week.
Well, I only ask because
I mean, with
there's a
what the
character
gap is.
in in the Tom Hardy one being played by Nicholas Hoult, and he kind of has a look that would match a grown-up version of the feral kid.
But the feral kid never sees the
Yeah,
Road
he never
Warrior
sees
again.
him again. At the end of the movie, he says that was
As
the
an
last I
adult.
saw."
Yeah, he's like, that's the last
And
I
also,
ever
you
saw.
find out he's the narrator of this movie.
Yeah, but it's George
Spoilers.
Miller. He can change his own. He can wreck on his own work, can he?
He can, but I doubt they'd do anything with the feral kid again. At least in this one, I don't know. Oh, what a lovely day! That's the tagline for the movie, or at least one of them that I saw. It's fantastic.
You know what works best when you can't get someone to go along with your plan? If you insult the shit out of them. No.
Oh, that hurts so bad, oi!
I wrote brown sugar.
Oi, sticky fingers, oi!
He hit him so hard he caused that wound to bleed more.
What's your favourite Rolling Stones song, Max? Is it Street Fighting Man? I know, I've listened to Tattoo You. Come on.
Oh. Have you
I've
seen
never
me
even
dance?
heard that, but
Have you seen me dance with David Bowie?
Oh.
We fucked, you know. That's what broke up David Bowie's first marriage.
Yeah.
That Does that shatter all your illusions of Mick Jagger,
Yeah.
Josh?
What?
Not really.
But he's got the moves like Jagger. How can he be gay?
You put the moves on David Bowie.
Well, it's
Not
Europe.
that like having sex
different over
relations
there.
with at least one man makes you gay, but
Yeah.
You
per
still get,
se.
still get those moves.
It's Europe. It's par for the course.
Mm.
It's the Lower West Side.
Is it this year that the Warcraft movie comes out?
Speaking of Doug Jones again.
Well, the reason I bring it up is because it's directed by David Bowie's son.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a great director.
Moon? Yeah.
Moon, yeah.
Although, unlike Bowie, he decides to go by his actual given name.
Well, Bowie's, I guess, unofficial or whatever name was for him was Zowie Bowie. And strangely enough, he didn't like it. So, you know.
And then his son, Wowie Zowie.
Well, it was Zowie Bowie, and strangely, he was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to go by Duncan. It's like, okay, all right.
Me and Keith. See ya.
Me and my Jerry curled swinging self.
You left me.
Wait for me, guys.
I would love, a lot of things are doing comic books now, and I think there's a Mad Max related comic coming out, and like an Art of Mad Max book with different artist interpretations. I would love like a Lord Humungus prequel, like a Lord Humungus Rise to Power kind of thing. Like, don't give away everything, like who he is, but
Yeah.
see the birth of the Humungus.
The Rise of Humungus.
And all the other
Like, have
classic.
it just be like Duke Humungus.
Yeah.
The Earl of Humungus.
Oh no, not the last of the V8 Interceptors.
No.
Oh, that beautiful car.
No, Mr. Crane, no.
Yeah, seriously.
I really hope the dog wasn't in that.
Well,
Yeah. It's
You can hope all you like.
I could tell you if the dog's alive.
do not trust a hope. It has abandoned these lands.
Don't trust a hoe.
Oh, poor puppy. Go, Fido. Kick their ass. Get revenge.
Don't you want me, baby? Uh-oh. Well, that was the last straw.
Loyal to the end.
Well, you know what happens if you kill a man's dog.
I saw John Wick.
I see a burning wick.
Booby traps.
The two kind of go hand in hand.
Get out of there!
Yeah. Tossa.
That's what happens. You usually get blown to shit.
I like how you see like bits of man.
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
like splatter. Wes is not pleased.
Yeah. Humungus is going to be pissed.
He really isn't that bright of a villain.
Mick Fleetwood keeping his mouth open.
Oh, that's Max's smoke.
Max's smoke. Good one, Chris.
Thanks, brah.
Like I said, no one plays injured like Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson ass scene.
So let's see. To date, he's been shot in the knee, his arm run over,
Yeah.
gotten in a
Flipped in
massive
the car.
car crash,
Mm-hmm.
I tore up.
Yeah.
been within spitting distance of a massive explosion.
But protected by a giant rock.
So he's doing about average. For about, like, what, a Monday maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like Jake kind of alluded, if I remember correctly, none of the injuries from Road Warrior carry over to Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Like no scars, none of that.
It's funny. This reminds me of like Apocalypse Now, and it's funny because the
it actually it reminds me of GoldenEye.
and Platoon.
Yeah.
But you know that the tagline, not the tagline, the big thing on the box is always Apocalypse Pow.
Oh yeah.
Apocalypse. Pow!
Hi, buddy.
Relax, don't do it. If you're gonna get to it. He's just like,
Yeah.
oh,
no.
not this asshole.
Yeah.
No. No. No.
Not Mathis, not him.
Sleepy time.
Yeah, take him
No.
to MASH.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
Hawkeye's just like, what the fuck?
Chicken was the doctor. He'll live. You find out that the chickens are the rulers of the Max world.
Oh, jeez.
It's like Planet of the Apes, but
Chickens.
Planet of the Chickens. Planet of the Poultry.
Oh, Poultry Planet.
There we go. Poultry Planet.
That sounds like a great fried chicken place.
It does, actually.
Can we go into business together?
Yeah. I mean, if you do all the work,
Yeah.
I'll just eat the chicken.
Okay.
Extra crispy, please.
Not always.
I mean, how is that even, like, why would anyone want not extra crispy? You know what I mean? That should be the regular.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no, then
I-
extra crispy is going to be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Even more ridiculous.
I mean, I get original recipe.
I don't even know you anymore.
But that hurt
Hey,
my
at least I didn't say grilled.
That's true.
Yeah, true. Okay, I'll
That's
give you
true.
that.
That's true.
No.
Yeah.
We don't
It's
have
still,
to. We
it's
don't
still,
have to separate.
Yeah.
and never be friends.
It's still.
again.
There's not going to be no fisticuffs.
Yeah. It only hurt my feelings a little
Yeah, I
bit.
still get the biscuit, guys.
Okay. I want some
Slather
KFC,
it in
man.
honey.
I want some KFC.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I could go for? Speaking of KFC,
Hmm.
Famous Bowl.
I've only
love me
had
a
that
Famous
once. It was good.
Bowl. Yeah.
But,
Mostly because I don't like having to pick and choose what I eat first.
yeah, just all there.
Yeah.
What's the go-to sides?
Seasoned fries.
Yeah, the wedges.
The wedges.
Yeah.
I usually get the mashed potato. This may
Potatoes
sound
are
weird.
good, yeah.
I usually get the mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese and mix it.
You know what I do? Since I get the famous bowl, it already comes with
You already got it.
mashed.
Best of both worlds.
But I also get the wedges, and do a little dip
Dip 'em.
dimple.
Yep. Here we go. Drop the mic.
Now that I'm half dead.
Yeah, now that I'm half blind.
I don't really have a car anymore, so
Like his eye is just messed up. He also he gets beat up at the end of this movie.
he gets beat the fuck up in every movie.
Yeah. But this is the worst.
I mean, hell,
yeah.
in What Women Want, he gets fried alive
Well,
by a radio.
He does it a couple times.
if we're counting all Gibson films, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
The worst of it would be what, Braveheart?
Braveheart.
Yeah, where he's
where
like,
he actually gets killed.
Yeah.
well, he's
Yeah.
like disemboweled and
Yeah.
like gets drawn
Accidentally
and quartered.
hanged himself in real life in the movie and
Yeah.
passed out.
Accidentally or for erotic
His
purposes.
his commentary for Braveheart is hilarious because he basically riff tracks his own movie.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's what I would do.
I want you to swallow one of these.
And then punch yourself in the gut really hard.
Yeah, swallow a match afterwards, lit of course.
Max, I don't think you know how shotgun shells work.
Yeah. He's actually never fired one because they're all like backfire. He's never actually fired.
For the first half of the movie, the gun
Puts
was
it
empty.
in, puts it in wrong.
Somehow manages to stick it in backwards.
You know what? Okay. Remember Play It Again Sports?
Yes.
I feel like that's where they'd get the wardrobe for all, for a Mad Max movie. So that's where the Blockbuster went in, and now it's the pet place.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been in there. It'd be weird to go in there because spending so many years in that place.
How weird do you think it is for me to go to the Panera?
Oh, yeah, that too, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird for me too.
Remember when Blockbuster used to be open until midnight?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the worst.
I couldn't
Was the worst.
I couldn't work that shift because I was still in high school when I worked there. Except for like on Fridays.
Yeah, I was back home from college, so I do the. And I was there right when it was like still like on a weekend there. It was like 3 registers and super busy,
Mm-hmm.
and then slowly that faded out to where you could basically run a store with 1 register.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks, Netflix.
And Redbox. And poor management overall. I mean, the person I work for was good. I really like Susan, but the higher ups, man. Okay, so this is basically the start of one of the great car chases and just action sequences in movie history.
This is the elaborate heist.
It's
And
fantastic.
Basically, the inspiration, I guess, for Fury Road.
Well, I mean, I think, Miller had this idea for another Mad Max movie for decades. And, from what it sounds like, the Fury Road's going to be a pretty long, big car chase. But, yeah, I mean, this is, I think, what most people think of when they think of the Road Warrior is the climatic
You know what would be great?
car chase in the end.
If the Alamo, or like any of the theaters around here, but I feel like the Alamo would be most likely to do it.
Like a marathon?
Did some sort of marathon, or at least did like Road Warrior, because everyone loves Road Warrior.
Well, no, they can do a trilogy. You just do 1, 2, Fury Road.
And just pretend that Beyond Thunderdome doesn't exist.
What movie?
Can't we just get Beyond Thunderdome, guys?
The weird thing is, it's not like it's a shit movie. I don't know.
It's not a Mad Max.
Yeah. Wasn't a big fan.
You didn't like the Gypsy Acid Queen?
Well, it's kind of like, if people haven't heard of the movie or the series, it's kind of like my Back to the Future Part 3, turn off the movie before it's over thing, where I'm like, there's a third one if you want to watch it, but,
It's like your episode 1
It's
for
my
Star Wars.
it's my Rocky 5.
Yeah, it's
It's my Ghostbusters 2.
You mean it's the best in the series?
Only you.
Just to clarify, I only say that to upset Josh. I don't actually think it's the best in the series.
No, he does, folks. Don't let him fool you.
I really like seeing the Statue of Liberty walk around New York.
Driven by an NES Advantage.
Yeah.
The one redeeming factor.
Your love is lifting me higher.
I mean, we've Go back and listen to our Ghostbusters 2 commentary if you haven't heard. There's only one thing about that movie that I kind of take brokerage with, and I mentioned it pretty early on.
Yeah. All valid points.
I've heard of an entourage, but this is a little excessive, guys.
Yeah, it's like Entourage Season 3. Take that!
Also in theaters this June.
Yeah.
That means Mad Max Fury Road will have an Entourage film as competition, and I hope it just pounds Entourage.
It right in the buttocks.
Just spreads those cheeks.
Well, considering I've seen more trailers for Fury Road than Entourage, I don't see that being a problem.
I didn't even know that it had a June release date until
just now.
Sam literally just said it.
I love the Humungus fur coat. Driving.
Take that and that. Earth. Why wasn't that loaded already?
Just too busy celebrating for that first one. This is what you get, buddy. Sorry.
I like how he blew up. Probably because he had more Molotov cocktails, but still, I like to believe that he blew up.
Without the
That kind
Molotov
of looks like Jamie
cocktails.
Kennedy.
I can see it.
Yeah, except he can act.
Well, what he's about to do is very Jamie Kennedy-like. This whole sequence right here.
Yeah.
Pat.
Oh, what the?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I take that back on that whole acting thing.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Jamie Kennedy can act, too.
Yeah.
That's still a fact.
Yeah.
This poor woman's like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. I gotta go help this idiot. Well, crossbowing gentleman.
Dual wielding.
I'm all right. It's just fire. That's such a weird noise.
Yeah.
Laser crossbow bolts.
Okay, Chewbacca.
Oh.
The barbed wire saved you.
That's it. I'm throwing myself at you.
Not quite dead.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was more gasoline. I was like, what the hell
That would have
is wrong
been
with
a
him?
grave mistake.
Yeah. I sacrificed myself to the road gods. Why don't you just slam on the brakes again?
Yeah.
It worked last time.
I had mentioned in the first Mad Max commentary about my two favorite kills, or two of my favorite kills. My favorite Mad Max kill of all time is coming up in this. I think it just sums up the badassness of Mel Gibson's Mad Max pretty perfectly.
Is this the same road as the climax of the first one? Because that bend looked familiar, but then again, this entire countryside could probably all look the same and never really notice. Well,
Yeah.
he's dead.
Yeah.
I gotta imagine much of Australia kind of just
This
all
is
looks the same.
The kill right here.
Whoa!
So badass. Just leans out of the car and finally gets that shot off.
I may be wrong, but it looked like his entire head exploded from that shot.
Well, it was a shotgun.
I think this is where we see the stuntman's leg
Yeah.
get broken.
I give that landing a 8.
Did you really think that a hot rod was going to be able to push a giant rig like that over to the side?
Yes, he did.
Well, you thought wrong, dude.
Well, now he knows.
Say hello to your friend.
Say hello to St. Peter or whoever has his job, but in hell.
Australian hell guardian. Because Australians totally have their own hell, by the way.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Australia is hell to begin with, so
It started as a penal colony.
yeah. Peen.
Peen. That's gonna get me every time. Peen.
Shooter.
Oh,
no!
idea.
I was better off having sex in that tent.
Yeah.
I just re-dyed my mohawk.
To be fair, he allowed himself to be distracted.
Do you have any more of those Molotov snakes?
Well, they're very orderly in taking their turns trying to stop Max.
Well, yeah, they don't want to drive over each other.
Yeah, you got to coordinate in some degree. Otherwise, you're just going to all converge and smash.
Well, it's not something
I-
you usually expect in the post-apocalyptic shitstorms.
I forgot that Wes wasn't the dude that had that epic somersault.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, they all have bondage
Basically-
gear and mohawks.
Yeah. Basically, him and Humungus share the greatest on-screen kiss of all time. This is a good kill too.
Damn.
In the asshole.
Yeah. Oh, that's the most painful thing to go up my ass since the Humungus.
Yeah, this is about the point where the movie becomes familiar to me now after all the years since I've seen it.
Ooh, face.
If those two weren't dead before.
Yeah.
They're probably still not. Well, if ever there was a replacement for the dog, I'd want it to be that kid.
The look on Mel's face right here, he's like, yeah. Another day.
Another day. Another day.
Another day in the wasteland.
Yeah.
Where's Humungus, you say?
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah. Because he's not done yet. Harpoon!
There goes Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
He had the moves
I'll
like Jagger.
Miss you.
Yeah.
Miss you.
Ooh hoo hoo hoo. Hoo hoo hoo. What's the matter, man?
Yeah.
Got a spear in my back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something fishy about that gas tank.
Hi.
Still here.
Yeah.
Fisted.
Yeah. Screw you, jacked man.
Proper road etiquette.
Damn, laser.
Dude, he goes
crossbow
down
bolts.
hard.
And he can't even eject.
Yeah.
So pissed. So pissed.
That's right.
He's pissed off that he has to take off his fur coat.
Yeah. To get those wonderful toys.
Told me one of those things.
Bob Gun.
Yeah. Bob Harpoon.
Yeah. Give me another trident.
Man, How many of those stunt drivers during like bits like that where like their cars were almost going underneath the truck?
Yeah.
Were like fuck.
Yeah.
All the time. Now, any other situation, a responsible adult would be like, no, kid, you ain't handling this gun.
Desperate times.
Yeah, it's a wasteland.
Yeah. That's a great thing about the wasteland. All common sense rules go right out the window.
Yeah, he's no Sprague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I name you Sprague?
Sprague 2.
No, I'm the Feral Kid. Too Fast, Too Furious. He's like, yeah, I'm cooking now, motherfucker.
Using that Nas.
Yeah. Drinking his Red Bull.
He lives his life 1/4 mile at a time.
Ride or die.
So much yelling. Ah!
Yeah.
We're both feral.
Ah! Everyone's grabbing me at once. Ah!
Here's that on-screen kiss I was talking about
Yeah.
between Master and Puppet.
Master and Commander.
Yeah.
Far side of the world. Still alive.
Man, I
He's a
really
chunk
hope
of-
Yeah.
A chunk of person.
the feral kid wasn't in that car.
Well, again, trust not to hope.
Yeah.
It is forsaken these lands.
Well, that didn't work.
I guess we'll just go home, guys.
So, mission accomplished. We kind of stopped them, but it was just dirt the entire
That's
time.
right. It was all a decoy.
That's it.
Elaborate heist.
There's no gasoline.
We used all our gasoline.
Robert
to-
Kirkman.
Yeah.
The early years. I want to make this into a graphic novel.
Yeah.
It's gonna rule. Only thing this needs is zombies.
More crossbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crossbows.
Though
all right,
Daryl
guys.
has never shown up.
Daryl's not in the comics, but they have Dwight,
Oh yeah.
which I guess some people theorize that Daryl will become, but who knows? It's all fun to theorize. Mac.
Mac the Knife.
Yeah.
By
It's like-
Brooke.
Oh, am I still alive?
Or is it Mac tonight?
That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
I remember those commercials.
The feral kid survived because Mel Gibson broke his fall.
That's a good Mel always does.
Good Mel. Good Mel.
Good.
Yeah, man. His career's about to take off because he's about to land the Lethal Weapon series.
It's the dirtiest gasoline I've ever seen.
Yeah. Wait a second.
Looks like dirt. Feels
Yeah,
like dirt.
he's like, yeah, definitely
Tastes
not,
like dirt.
definitely not gasoline.
How is he not dead?
Subtle points of humor in the movie where he just has to laugh.
And the movie... No.
Is that Russell Crowe?
Directed by George Miller. I guess they don't say that. No. Well,
there it is.
Gyro Captain, thank you for your Greek cuisine.
Thank you, Humungus. Thank you, Curmudgeon.
Terrible. Anyway, yeah, that was the Road Warrior commentary, guys. The best of the Mad Max films.
Yep.
But being completionists and masochists, we'll be back next week.
You gotta watch the third.
You got to.
You got to.
I mean, yeah. How are we gonna make time for the fourth if we don't see the third?
Yeah.
There's good stuff we'll get to in the third one.
I mean,
Yeah.
Master Blaster. He runs Bartertown.
It's a tough movie to follow, and after Road Warrior, but it helped garner enough to keep going and want to make a fourth down the road to get to Fury Road. So
Yeah.
I'm all for any Mad Max movies when it really comes down to it. A Mad Max movie is a fun time. So
Yeah. There's no unwatchable.
No. Kind of it's like the Lethal Weapon movies. Like even 3 is kind of
Yeah.
weak sauce, but I'll still watch 3 over most of the movies.
It's like James Bond movies, even Die Another Day.
Even Diamonds Are Forever.
Oh, man.
Oof.
Which is Roger Moore's favorite, starring Sean Connery.
That makes sense.
Because it's like right in his
It's
wheelhouse.
basically a Roger Moore. I mean, if Roger Moore was in that movie,
It would fit.
it actually would have been. I probably would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah, because it's his style.
Yeah.
It's weird over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Imagine Lazenby in that one though.
Oh, as originally planned?
Yeah. It would have been better too. Like I said, it's honorable that Connery gives his salary to that charity.
Yeah, in Edinburgh.
But he doesn't. He's out of shape. Well, whatever. We'll get there eventually. Blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
Post Zardos, Sean Connery.
Pre-Zardos, Sean Connery,
Is it?
in
I
fact. Just Never Say Never Again.
Oh, okay.
Never.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You never know.
Movies.
I get some of the titles confused.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, Burger Pints.
Yeah. Thank you, Blu-ray, for making this film look fantastic on the.
It's fantastic.
Fantastic.
I'm Broken Hill.
I think it looked really good in the transfer.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys
Thank
next
you,
week.
Brian May.
yeah,
Yes. Both
Mel
of them.
Gibson.
Yep.
Bye.
Next time.
Night.